Yeah, he got back late last night. He was ready to go, so it was good to have him out there. And we haven't gone over a ton of things yet, so what we did go over, he picked it up pretty quickly. And just his activity defensively kind of helped set some tone in practice. So it's good to have the whole group here.
A couple of these guys have mentioned that the idea is to play a little faster this season. Now, why is that important to you? What kind of impact can that have on the floor?
Well, just easier buckets. If you have to grind it out all the time, that's great if you can do that. And we want to be that team that we can come to end of games, fourth quarters, and really execute plays. But for the majority of the game, if you can get 5-6 easy buckets a game just by pushing the ball, that's a big advantage. So that's what we're trying to do.
Do you have a timetable for this training camp in terms of what you want to get accomplished each day, or is it as the week progresses you evaluate it?
Yeah, we put stuff in little at a time. I'm sure we'll hit those first three or four preseason games. Probably won't even have all our stuff in. So you don't want to overload them and give them a bunch of stuff right away. They may forget it. So you put some stuff in, you repeat it. They'll get them used to it, and then go on to the next thing.
When you have matchups like Jennings and Rose going head-to-head, how does that help this team grow and the competitive nature? How does that help the progression?
Well, they're all competitors. They're out there. They want to win a little scrimmage. I think you guys saw some of that at the end. They're arguing with the refs on calls. So it's they're competitive. They want to win, and they're challenging. They know that to become a top team in this league and to be successful, that you have to push each other, and they're all in for that.
What kind of intensity does Noah bring to practice?
Well, obviously his intensity is high. He does it all the time. We have a lot of other guys. It's training camp right now, so they have that same intensity. But Joe's won't slow down as the year goes on, and we hope that's contagious for the rest of our guys who, a lot of times guys are like that early, and then as the season goes on, they kind of lose that a little bit. But I think Joe will keep them on their toes all the time about that.
Do you look at last season for him as an aberration, or maybe he needs to kind of change the way he plays a little bit to maybe cut down on some of those injuries that he's had?
Who, Joe?
Yeah.
It was just a shoulder thing, wasn't it? So I don't think that's a fluke when you get popped in the shoulder and your shoulder pops out. He's going to still play hard. He's still going to roll the basket, take it hard to the basket. Guys don't change their games.
I guess I'm curious. You obviously know enough about the offense, and you were saying kind of the system you came from in Utah, similarities there. Phil wouldn't have brought you in if he didn't feel like you understood enough about his offense. But is it kind of different running a training camp here, and there are probably still elements of the triangle or things that you're still picking up about it? Who are you getting that from? Is it mostly Phil? Is it mostly Kurt? Does it make it any more difficult to kind of teach certain elements to the guys here?
No. We talked a lot about it in the summer. About the different ways they play it, and Phil's given us the ability to run it any way we want and how we set it up, and we've come up with what we feel is a good working way to run it with different options. So again, we'll get to all those as the year progresses, but it should be pretty easy.
You talked about are you kind of going along regimen of military workout more than you normally would back home in Westchester, or is it kind of like the same thing here that you would have done?
No, it's the same. We all coach kind of the same way. It's training camp, so you do a few more drills, that kind of stuff, but that's just to get different muscles working on their legs. Get them acclimated to having to, they're all of a sudden going to get thrown into games where they have to play 8-10 minutes in a row. It's all part of the process of getting them ready for the first regular season game.
Did you look at kind of how it looked here the last couple of years, and do you see anything you want to tweak and maybe pick and roll?
No, again, looking at it, that's where I looked at it, I said, they're just spacing the floor a different way than another team. It just still reads, it's still, you pass it here, and talking to our guys about it, they like that. When you're a talented guy and you understand the game of basketball, you like to have those options. You don't want to be a robot and just do things. And I think maybe the previous teams here were trying to learn it, and they were trying to do it right, and Phil always stresses to me that we got to let these guys be creative. It's they're out there on the court, and I think the same way. When I played, coaches were saying the same thing. So it's putting a little bit on them, a little bit more to not go crazy and not make bad shots. But we're giving them the ability to do different things out of it, as long as they stay in that spacing. Well, I think he's getting his legs back. Just watching him last year when we played him, it didn't look like he was as explosive as maybe he is now. Maybe the stuff he did over the summer got him ready for that. He still has that quickness. He's shown a couple bursts. I think he's trying to feel his way around of his teammates. But he's shown flashes of what he can really do, and that's exciting for us to see. We know that he's worked hard all summer, and I think these guys, about 3 more practices, are going to be saying, hurry up, let's get to the games.